Are you giving me a countdown? Okay. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the 6th edition of the Ubisoft Indie Series in Ontario. My name is Carl Edward Michel, and I'm going to be your host for tonight. Firstly, we would like to acknowledge that the land we are meeting on is the traditional territory of many nations, including the Mississaugas of the Credit, the Anishinaabe, the Chippewa, and the Haudenosaunee and the Wendat people, and is now home to many diverse First Nation, Inuit, and Métis people. We also acknowledge that Toronto is covered by Treaty 13 with the Mississaugas of the Credit. I would like to thank our partners, Ubisoft and National Bank, for making this event possible. I would like to congratulate all of our finalists once again, who will each receive a finalist trophy. Let me get that for you. This is the finalist trophy. It's going to be a lot of really nice, looks good, and it feels great in the hand. So you're each going to get one, so that's great. At the end of the gala, we will finally know who will win National Bank's special award and the grand prize made possible by Ubisoft. Without further ado, please welcome our first guest of the night, Hisvan Tajne, Managing Director at Ubisoft Toronto.
Hello, everyone, and congratulations to all of the finalists of this year's Indie Series. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Istvan Tajne. I've been the Managing Director of Ubisoft Toronto for just over a year now, though I just moved to Toronto in December because before that I was doing the role remotely from Berlin. So over the last couple of months, in addition to welcoming a new family member, I've been exploring the city's neighborhoods and really getting to know firsthand all of the incredible video game talent that's here. From the Ontario presence at the Canadian Indie Game Awards to the Level Up Showcase, I feel confident saying the dev community in our province is one of the best in the world, especially when I see all the talent and creativity here today. We're now in our 6th year of the Indie Series, and there have been a lot of extraordinary finalists over the years, including last year's winners, Mermaid Heavy Industries and Killjoy Games, or Falling Squirrel and their groundbreaking work with The Veil, Shadow of the Crown. All these studios, including yourselves, have shown a lot of leadership, imagination, and determination, so congratulations again. It really is no easy feat to get to this point. Because I know that whether you're a studio of one person, 50, or even hundreds, there's going to be challenges when you're transforming an idea into something that's real and tangible. But these are really good moments to check in with yourselves, to pause, to think through and assure yourself that yes, you are on the right path, or maybe realize that you're not, and that you need to correct course somewhat. Ultimately, though, remember to stay true to the core of who you are, what you set out to make, and how you want to make it. And keep in mind that any setbacks are just that, another hurdle you'll work your way over and learn from. So I really want to thank you for taking the time to submit, to pitch, and to come here tonight, for pursuing game making as a craft and demonstrating Ontario's continued leadership in video games. I'm excited to one day play what you've made. Good luck and enjoy the rest of the show.
Thank you very much, Isvan. I would like now to invite Julien Lavoie, Director, Corporate Affairs, Ontario and Western Canada at Ubisoft Toronto, to come and say a few words. Julien?
Thanks, Carl. Good evening. I'm extremely pleased that all of you could join us for this special night. We'd hoped to be able to celebrate this in person this year, but we'll be happy to welcome you back at Ubisoft to Toronto in the near future. This marks the 6th edition of the Ubisoft Indie Series presented by National Bank in Ontario. Since the start of this program, we've been able to engage with over 100 independent video game companies in the province. We're so proud of all the studios that have participated in this program over the years. All of our laureates have gone on to do amazing things and have also been fantastic ambassadors for Ontario's video game industry around the world. Again this year, every game submitted has showcased an abundance of ingenuity, innovation, and creativity. We're always blown away with what is submitted, and this year was no exception. These indie studios are putting Ontario on the map and helping to grow an industry that is resilient and confident in its ability to succeed. In fact, Ontario has the biggest indie scene in Canada with some 300 companies here, more than any other province. And our indie series is designed to help recognize some of the best teams working here in Ontario and to help them reach new heights. I'd like to thank our presenting sponsor, National Bank, which has been with us from the start of this experience of Indie Series. Your support of independent video game industry is vital, and we thank you for believing with us in the potential of this sector. I also want to thank my colleagues at Ubisoft who make this competition possible. There's of course our jury, which has the hardest task of all, choosing only one grand prize winner and the special prize winner as well. I'd like to thank my colleagues, Emily Claire, Caroline, and the rest of the communications team, as well as my colleagues from Ubisoft Entrepreneur, Sophia and Olivier, that are tasked with helping to support the ecosystem for independent video game studios. Finally, I also want to thank Interactive Ontario for their support of the Indie Series and everything else they do to help make Ontario the best place in the world to make video games. We know at Ubisoft that we have a better chance to succeed when there's a thriving and dynamic industry around us. When talent from abroad is drawn to work in Ontario, when students decide to join video game programs in our fantastic colleges and universities to make video games and stay here to build their careers, or when we work together to improve the conditions for the industry, we all win. So supporting our favorite indies through mentorship, added visibility, and financial advice and support is fundamental to our vision of how to make great video games here in Ontario. Good luck to all the finalists.
Thank you, Julien. The Indie Series, as you know, has people realizing pitches for their game project before a professional jury. We would like to welcome on stage our next guest, Andy Schmall, Senior Game Designer at Ubisoft Toronto. She is Ubisoft Indie Series Jury Leader and Jury Chair for this year's edition.
Hello and welcome, everyone. Let me introduce myself. I'm Andy, a Senior Game Designer here at Ubisoft Toronto, and this year's Jury Chair for the Indie Series. This is now my 4th year being part of the Indie Series jury. It's been inspiring to see the range of games and the quality of the pitches evolve over the years. There's been an impressive range of genres covered. We've seen increasingly diverse teams leading to a wider range of narratives, and studios are striving to create more inclusive, accessible experiences, and we continue to see the level of quality in both submissions and pitches become more ambitious. As a returning jury member, it's really been remarkable to see how indie studios continue to expand on what's possible in games year over year. We continue to be surprised and excited by the pitches and how studios are taking increasingly creative approaches. But beyond that, it's evident how much everyone cares about the games. We saw so much passion, dedication, and an incredible level of detail come through in everyone's presentations. That's why this year it felt especially hard to make a choice, from the quality and the creativity paired with their team's dedication. Before we continue with the show, I wanted to quickly introduce you to the other jury members who I'm here representing today. We have Billy Gregory, Navid Kavari, Fotis Prasimis and Matt Welk from Ubisoft, as well as Patrick Doyle and Jason Mellock from National Bank. They each brought their own perspective and experiences from in and around game development, ranging from accessibility, marketing, narrative, programming, and financial expertise. They're a group passionate about creative ideas and driven to making video games a more inclusive industry. I look forward to sharing more about our finalists shortly and revealing this year's grand prize winner later tonight. But before we get to that, there are still a few other people we'll hear from. So back to you, Carl Edwin.
Thank you, Andy. We would like now to welcome Carolyn Allen, Senior Account Manager, Creative Industry Group from National Bank, our presenting partner for this event. Carolyn?
Hello, everyone. Thank you. I am so proud. National Bank is so proud to present the Ubisoft Indie Series, a partnership we've been a part of since its inception, a competition designed to drive leadership in the video game industry. The Ubisoft Indie Series presented by National Bank is an annual competition for independent game development studios offering cash prizes, mentorship, marketing, and financial tools. To help local studios and their games reach new heights, the Ubisoft Indie Series invited studios to pitch and demo their games to a jury comprised of Ubisoft and National Bank. The Canadian initiative is part of the Ubisoft Entrepreneur Program to support the growth of local businesses in technology and entertainment. National Bank has helped grow and guided tens of thousands of businesses through their development. Today, National Bank continues to serve as a key partner for businesses of all sizes. We want to sincerely congratulate all of the finalists, and we thank you for your continued innovation, vision, leadership, and creativity. Good luck.
Thank you, Carolyn. Now back to Andy Schmoll, Jury Chair and Senior Game Designer at Ubisoft Toronto, to present tonight's 10 finalists in Indie Studios.
Hello again. Before diving into the prizes, I wanted to recognize all 10 of our finalists this year. Achimostawinan Games, A-Game Studios, Insanity CORR, Laundry Bear Games, Lithic Entertainment, Pomsky Games, Rocket Adrift, System Panic, Titan One Studios, and Treewood Studios. Thank you all for taking the time to participate in this year's Indie Series and for your commitment to independent games. Indie games are important. They lead the way in many ways. They try new things, they're daring, they take interesting risks. We want to support those endeavors here, so we're proud to have you as this year's finalists. All of the submissions were distinct. This year's genres included open world games, sports games, investigative games, wholesome games with an emphasis on narrative, horror, and so much more. We've also seen a broader range of platforms like VR and mobile. We've even seen indie studios from past years come back, more focused in the vision and further along in development. I really want to take this moment to encourage all studios, whether you participated this year or in years past, to continue to submit to the Indie Series in the future. Next year could be your year. In fact, 3 of our finalists this year were returning studios. We really love to see how your projects change as you progress in development. I mentioned it earlier, but you, our finalists, created some really special games, and you've made this year's deliberation especially difficult. I mean it when I say the entire jury really wants to play each of your games. With that said, next time you see me, I'll be here to present our grand prize winner. So congratulations again to all of the incredible finalists, and I'll be back soon.
All right. Thank you. And now, before we announce the winner, I would like to explain the National Bank Special Award. So the National Bank has determined one studio among the finalists that will receive its Special Prize Award. This award includes mentorship provided by Ubisoft expert to help with development according to the studio's need, a personalized financial diagnostic and consult provided by National Bank expert, a cash prize of $25,000 Canadian. So we won't keep you waiting. I would like to welcome to the stage Igor Gala, Manager Financing and Portfolio Management, National Bank of Canada, to present this special prize winner.
Thanks, Carl. Hello, everybody. The winning studio builds complex, believable worlds, which is one of the first reasons the jury was attracted to the team and game. The jury really appreciated the studio's mandate, which is to give players the tools they need to face the world with grace and kindness, and to encourage players to look for the good in people. This winning studio, like many of our finalists, has a strong point of view. The sheer talent and the drive to get your game to where it is today was very impressive. It is a testament to your entrepreneurial spirit and drive. And we know this prize will help you continue on your journey to making your bold vision a reality. Your game is unannounced though, so we will not reveal the name of the game to not spoil the surprise. But what we can say is that the gameplay was inventive and incredibly entertaining. The world you're building, including the lore and characters that live within it, is one we're deeply excited about. And your story places empathy, care, and humor at its heart. Overall, we are very proud to have System Panic as our National Bank Special Prize winner. Congratulations. Back to you, Carl.
All right, that's great. That's great. Well, congratulations to System Panic. Caitlin Dugon will join us on the stage, and it's going to take a little moment. We obviously going to plug them in the system and being able to get their firsthand feedback on winning this prize. By the way, I have the trophy here, so I can show that to you. This is beautiful. This is what they're gonna go with, and it's a nice trophy. Feels good in the hand, really heavy, so that's good. But yeah, looking forward to talk to Caitlin in a moment to explain it, to talk to us about how it feels to win a trophy. It's super interesting for me. I'm really happy to hear about all those nominees that have been nominated for this award, and it's interesting to see all the talent that we have in Ontario and all the studios, indie studios that are represented here in Ontario. So I'm really happy to see that we have a winner for this year. Again, congratulations again to System Panic, and really looking forward to talk to Caitlin in a moment. But and also don't forget, we are going to stay here and present the other award. We have Caitlin. Caitlin, how are you?
Hi. Oh my God, I'm so happy.
Congratulations! This is amazing. So I'm gonna give the floor to you to tell us how you feel, and obviously to thank our your crew. But go ahead, the floor is yours. Congratulations again.
Thank you so much. I really appreciated sharing my game with the jurors, and it was such a pleasure to sort of be a part of this. It's very exciting. I do have some people to thank. May I thank people? I wanted to thank my partner, Mark, because when I asked him to believe in me while I worked on my game, he didn't send me to the salt mines to go grind for rent money. And so without Mark or the encouragement of my parents, my game would have never gotten off the ground, because game development is very hard and there's a lot of jobs to do, and it's often extremely lonely. But because of that, it's a place where communities can thrive and fill in for each other and share knowledge and resources. And You know, I owe a lot to Henry and Jenny and the Gamma Space community for help pushing me forward and cheering me on and being instrumental to my growth and development of not only my game, but also of my studio and myself. And I'm so proud of what I get to make because I get to make it on my own terms with the best supports imaginable. And I'm working towards making sure that games can be a space where all of our stories can encourage each other to go deeper and to think harder and to do the hard work so that we can make games more accessible for everyone. And so I just wanted to thank Ubisoft for allowing me the chance to share my game and putting on this contest and encouraging the development of local indie developers, and for the kind and generous comments of the jury.
Amazing. All right. Well, thanks a lot, Caitlin and
Thank
System
you.
Panic Studio, and congratulations again. Have fun tonight, and I think we're going to talk to each other later on for a few questions. So we'll talk soon.
Awesome.
Thanks a lot,
you.
Caitlin. All right. So next up will be our grand prize winner announcement. So the grand prize of the Ubisoft Indie Series consists of mentorship provided by Ubisoft Expert and Financial Console provided by National Bank experts, as well as marketing tools and support and entrepreneurial training experience offered by National Bank. And of course, $50,000 Canadian in cash prize. I'm so excited to know who will be our winner this year. All right, please welcome Andy Schmoll, jury leader, to present this year Ubisoft Indie Series Grand Prize winner studio. Andy?
First off, congratulations to our National Bank Special Prize winner, System Panic. But I'm excited to be back and finally presenting this year's Grand Prize winner. This year's winner stood out for several reasons. The studio created a game with an ambitious world, one with rich stories and characters, where the choices you make impact your relationships and the community. It's hopeful at its heart and gentle with players. But beyond the game, the studio is focused on giving back to their community and ensuring that there is a community to give back to, one that can continue to grow and pursue game making. So without further ado, I'm thrilled to announce this year's winner, Achimostawinan Games. And as we prepare to welcome Achimostawinan Games to the virtual stage, I want to also recognize 3 finalists with an honorable mention. Adrift, Insanity CORR, and Treewood Studios. The jury was so amazed with your presentations. The 3 of you left a lasting impression with your creativity, your energy, and passion. We want to take this moment to recognize your work. So thank you to all of this year's finalists, and a massive congratulations again to Achimostawinan Games.
All right, congratulations, Achimostawinan Games. Megan Byrne to join the stage. I think she's gonna connect with me in a moment, and I'll show the trophy. This is the trophy that they're gonna get. Really nice. The grand prize of this award. So I'm super stoked to be able to talk to Megan and hear her first impression on this win, and talk a little bit more. By the way, just so you know, after the awards, after the presentation, stay online, stay with us, because I'll be talking to the winners directly and ask them some questions and be able to have a little bit more insight into the creation of their games, but also the fact that they're winning today and how do they feel about it. So stay with us after this presentation, and we'll be able to really have a deep dive conversation with the 2 winners. And yeah, so Megan should be here in a moment. I think she's coming in. There you go. Megan, congratulations. This is fantastic. How do you feel? The floor is yours. How do you feel?
Thank you. We're so grateful. This has been a really hard journey, and like the whole team is so excited. When we first came in 2019, everybody was like, "Oh my God, I love this, but you're not ready yet." And we're like, "Okay, let's get ready then. So we've been working the whole time. I'm so very grateful to my team, Scarajones, for your vision of the world, to Amanda, our amazing project manager. We literally would not do this without her. She is our soul. And absolutely, Melissa for just creating and bringing that world to life. Maritia Lewis and the members of Twisted Mountain Animation for bringing the characters to life. Maritia is an amazing Indigenous 3D modeler. We couldn't have done it without her. She made Hill come alive. So thank you to them. Thank you to Crystallized Games for saving us at the last minute when we lost our dev. We are really grateful for that. And I think most of all, we are very grateful for the support of the community. I don't think we would have even got this far if not for constantly being pushed by, people at Ontario Creates, at Interactive Ontario, uh, at Dames Making Games and Hand Eye Society, just saying, we believe in you, keep going, you got something here. And so, absolutely thank you, Guinness Gomenton, to all of you. I would not be here without you, and I would not be here without my team, and I would not be here without my community. Thank you.
That's awesome. All right. Well, thank you. Thanks a lot, Megan. And again, congratulations. We'll talk soon. We have that interview going on after, so I'm looking forward to talk to you more. But this concludes the 6th edition of the Ubisoft Indie Series presented by National Bank. We invite you to stay on the networking platform to exchange with your fellow guests tonight. For those of you who are online, please stay tuned as we will have exclusive interviews with both of our winners studios of the night. So thank you, everyone. Thank you very much, and see you in a moment.
Hello?
And welcome back, everybody, for this session of interviews with the winners of the awards tonight. And we're going to start with Caitlin from System Panic, and looking forward to talk to her about the journey, a little bit of the journey to be a winner tonight. So looking forward to that, and I think she's joining right now. Caitlin, hello. Welcome back.
Thanks for having me back.
There you go. That's awesome. Well, I'm happy to have you. And obviously, first question, I know I asked you the question earlier, but how does it feel to win?
It's amazing. I've been having like a roller coaster of emotions all weekend, and I've had a very hard time focusing. It's very exciting, but at the same time, I was trying to temper expectations and not get too big for my britches, because there's so many really deserving teams, and I'm so lucky to be a part of them.
Oh, I can imagine a lot of great team, and it must feel good to win the National Bank Special Prize. Where when you prepare for the pitch for the indie series, what stuck, like what moment was stuck in your mind, and you're like, oh, that was a either a special moment or a crazy moment, but the preparation for this, how it went?
I felt like I had basically won before any of this, because I'm a part of the Gamma Space community in Toronto. We used to be like a physical co-working space, but since then we've become a worker co-op that is sort of an umbrella for game developers to come into to have community. And amazingly, we've already had tons of Ubisoft indie series winners in the Gamma Space community, and so I got to take everybody's wisdom, and everybody helped me over the last month prep my pitch, make sure everything was good, and run through it. And just the clarity that I've been able to get from that process was already so incredibly invaluable for how I talk about my game and like how it gets received by other people. So it was just such an electric experience all around.
Yeah, oh, that's great. How do you think that prize gonna, change things to you? Like,
it's so good.
Yeah.
The only time I've received funding for this game so far was in 2020 from the Toronto Arts Council and the Ontario Arts Council. So I'm at zero right now. The tank is at empty. So this is like, wow, I can work for another few, like I can dedicate like two full more years into this and really like get the support that I need and be able to pay people, because it's very hard to do it all myself. But I do that to make sure that I'm not asking things of other people that I can't, like if I can't provide, I don't want to make people do things. So I take on a lot of responsibility myself, and this just allows me to unload some of that and breathe easier, and I'm just so excited.
And what do you think it's going to bring you in the future? Do you think it's going to, bring you to the next level?
Absolutely. So like from the Gamma Space Co-op, there are already so many people who are really excited about my project and who really want to work on it. So we're going to be adding tons of new audio, because there's currently not a lot of audio. And I want to bring more voices and more people who can fill this world with like, more sparks, more things that make it worth existing.
That's great. So about the game, can you tell us a little bit about the game? What's the project? Would love to hear a little bit about it.
Sure. It's called Grabby Paws. It's a junk punk adventure about these two raccoons. One is a thief and the other is a mad scientist, and they are in a relationship, and they are taking from the world to try and fix it. So it's about a very scrambly, messed up, raccoon scrambled city that has formed above the clouds. And it's about the way that they steal from each other and the way that they deal with their problems and make things better for everyone through theft and destruction and chaos.
Wow, that's great. Well, that's great. Looking forward to hear more and to see more and hopefully play that game soon. So, any final thoughts before we go, Caitlin?
I'm just so happy for all of this, and I feel like just the process was so invaluable, and I loved it so much, and I'm so grateful for the chance to be here.
That's great. Well, congratulations again to System Panic, the winning team of the National Bank Special Prize. Thank you, Caitlin. See you soon. All right, all right. Well, now it's going to be, going to bring Megan Byrne to the stage, and then we'll be able to talk to her about winning the grand prize of this Ubisoft Indie series, and looking forward to chat with her about how she, obviously how she feels, but the project itself, and hear a little bit more about that. But so excited for the team at System Panic, and you could see that it means something. It means something to win that prize, and being able to not just be able to provide and work with a better team, but then being able to bring the project to the next level, and that is amazing. Okay, so we do have Megan to the stage. Megan, how's it going?
Good. Still a little in shock.
Still excited about the news? This is awesome. Well, again, like, how do you feel about that winning the grand prize of the Ubisoft Indie series?
Like, really vindicated at like all the hard work that we've been putting in since like last year. Like, we've been working through the pandemic, and we are an entirely remote team. That's one of the things that we try to do to make sure we can have as many Indigenous staff on as possible. And dealing with that kind of environment, you can kind of feel like isolated, that, well, you're the only one who's seeing it. It's not public. You're not really getting a lot of external feedback, and you love it. You see it. It's beautiful, but to be able to show it to judges and people that I respect in the industry, like, when I saw the list of judges, I was like, I know who all those people are. They don't know who I am, but I know who they are. And then to be able to like show it and have their feedback be just so unbelievably positive, I think for me that already before the prize was so validating. And then just to win the prize, to know that they really loved it, it was just beautiful. I was really excited. I screamed.
Well, that's great. That's great. Well, we can definitely feel the excitement. Question for you about the prize. Now that you have that prize, like, how does that going to help you and help the project going forward?
Oh, that's going to help immensely. So, like I said, we've been working through the pandemic, and we have been impacted by COVID, and that caused issues where we had to cut back on a lot of things that we were really like excited for. So now with this prize, we can actually put some of that back in, and that means a little bit more polish. That means people can stay a little bit longer until the end, which, like, for us has been so important. I really want to make sure that everybody on the team is taken care of. So one of the things that we've been very careful about is making sure people can take breaks. Even if it's at the sacrifice of the project, their health was more important. It's a game. It's not supposed to hurt people when it's being made. So this actually allows us to kind of re-add what we had to take away in order to make space for people.
That's awesome. That's great to hear. I have a question about the project itself. I want to know a little bit more. What's the game, and what you guys are cooking?
Yeah, the project's called Hill Agency, properly Hill Agency Purity and Decay, because I'm a giant noir nerd. I grew up on pulp detective novels with their terrible internal dialogue. And the entire idea is to kind of explore this Indigenous future of, what could it look like when we're kind of on the brink of freedom from a colonial oppression. Like, what does that world look like? What does an Indigenous sovereign world look like? And part of that was, what are the kind of things that we like now? And we wanted to put that in with that kind of like spin on it. And when we were starting out, there was something about old school noir that really like stood out. And one thing that Sade talks about, our Sade Cajones, our lead, our art lead, is that, you know, for a lot of Indigenous people, that kind of like the 1930s was when we started getting our rights back. You know, in Canada and in North America, that's when it began. And so that's kind of the start of a golden age that we're trying to move into. So we're like, let's celebrate that. Let's bring that into it. So it's this very like 1930s noir, but it's set in this very obvious future world with all this like neon and holograms. And we also kind of went for this really weird look where we're like, what if we make it black and white, but all of the signage is in color? So it's this very striking visual of like a black and white film, but the neon is this bright color and sort of it's this world you really just want to spend time in. And so we've worked really hard on creating that. And it's this, you know, kind of a standard story is how it's going to feel when you get into it. But as you go and you start uncovering what is going on here, what's the background, digging up clues, talking to people, trying to get more information out of people by saying the right thing or showing the right thing, you start feeling really immersed in this place that is foreign and yet like a home to you. So we're excited to share this.
That's amazing. Well, that's a game that I'm looking forward to, you know, to play at some point. So this is really good. Congratulations again on this project. And any final thoughts or word for the team and hopefully the fans?
Just wait. We'll be out really soon. Really soon.
That's great. Well, thanks a lot, Megan, and obviously congratulations again on winning the grand prize of this Ubisoft Indie Series, and looking forward to hear more about you and your team.
Thank you.
Goodbye. All right. Well, everybody, thanks a lot. Thanks for your time today, and thanks for being part of this 6th edition of the Ubisoft Indie Series. We're really happy that we've been able to present that award show for you today, and yeah, looking forward for the 7th edition of this Ubisoft Indie Series. And again, before we go, just wanted to thank our partners, Ubisoft, the National Bank, for making this event possible. My name is Carl Edward Michel. Thanks a lot for watching. Have a good night. See you next time.